cool thing. Got the you guys here. So let's see if they're open. Here with Josh. He's the owner, right? Here at or manager. One of the owners here at the Portland Preparedness Center, Portland, Oregon. I wasn't aware of this place. Apparently some other people are, but they have a lot of good stuff in stock. It's not a gun shop. It's a survival supply place. So you're going to see storefront availability of, let's say, the big Mylar bags, MREs, commercial MREs, so nobody's going to accuse you of stealing them from the military. They're going to be a little bit more money than something that, let's say, fell off the truck at a military base, but then it's the real deal, and usually you'll get a little better guarantee of the date on the stuff. Prepared survival kits, the Belfang UV5R radios, and yeah, it's a little more money than some of the other places, but this is also the complete kit on the newest model. You got the Mayday bars, kind of similar to the Datrex bars, but the price looks pretty good. I mean, that's less money than I pay for a similar thing on Amazon. Got the Mountain House, which Mountain House is made here in Oregon, isn't it?
It is in Albany. It's the company's name is actually Oregon Freeze Dry.
Right, right. So that's made in Oregon. So they've got that. And then, so if they have a sale, you have a sale, right? I mean, that's kind of the way it works with you guys. Right?
Not always. Mountain House does what's called MAP pricing, or manufacturer's advertised pricing,
yeah.
which means that I can't go below their advertised sale price. Sometimes I'll do their sales, sometimes I won't. It depends on who my supplier was at the time.
And somebody can kind of arrange cases and stuff like that too, right?
I can order anything off of their product line, off of the Alpine Air product line, off the Rainy Day Foods product line.
Yeah.
So anything that you want, I can order in, and you can come in and pick it up, and you avoid heavy shipping prices that way. If we're talking freight for you want to order a pallet of MREs, you're paying for shipping on that.
Right, and that's the real bonus with having something shipped into a storefront. If you're really stocking up, is you run into that. And of course, they've got the books here in stock, a lot of the Yoder's meats, which that tends to have a different shelf life from a lot of the freeze-dried stuff.
Yoder's meats will last for 7 to 10 years.
Right.
So the other advantage with having stuff shipped to a store, a lot of times people don't want stuff shipped to their house.
Right.
Whatever.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. If you're at work and just want to pick it up, you guys coordinate that, and then you coordinate with some of these local groups like the communication thing, right?
Well, the neighborhood emergency teams, their volunteer store is separate from us. We just host it for them.
Okay.
Which you buy a shirt from them, and you've got to have a badge with your ID number on it, and that you're a team member. For one thing. But they get all the money back from that. We don't take anything.
Yeah, and that's just part of part of how Portland is a relatively friendly city for this kind of thing. I mean, like we've heard stories about people in other cities where they get in trouble for having vegetable gardens in a front yard or something. We don't have that issue here. I mean,
fortunately not. We can have 2 goats. We can have up to 6 chickens, no rooster. We can have any garden we want, rabbits. There's you can have a front yard garden if you own your own property.
Yeah,
there's a lot of places around the country you can't do that.
Right. I mean, because it's kind of the benefit of being a prepper, but still being in a city.
Well, in the emergency preparedness aspect, we call it being resilient. You've developed a plan for resilience. If we have a big earthquake, you're going to be better off. Fortunately, if we have it during the summertime, you'll have your garden going. You'll have some self-generated food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course we got the water drums. What's the pricing on these things?
So the big ones are $89.95. They're brand new. They're BPA free. The little guys, the 30-gallon drums, they're not used in industrial applications as much, so they cost more. So they're actually $79.
Right.
You want to go with 3 gallon.
That's brand new. That's not surplus.
No, brand new.
Yeah.
Nothing we sell is surplus.
Right. Yeah, it's all brand new stuff. So there's no drama with it being surplus or having had some other food or chemical or something that could go bad.
Right. Well, and that way, we can help take care of your manufacturer's warranties, things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I know there's some people that talk about getting industrial surplus. I had gotten some where I think the original content had been pickle juice, and it never.
But those are really good for gray water storage or a rainwater system that you're going to filter after the fact. And you want to have gray water storage because you're going to want to wash your hands and things like that. Freshwater storage, I'd like to see somebody live on 1 gallon a day. Okay?
Yeah, you got to have.
You really got to have 3. And then when you take, the average American If you take into consumption the things that we purchase, the things that we use, we're using over 2,000 gallons per person per day. 180 gallons on average at home with your washing, your flushing, your showering, etc. That's a lot of consumption in an emergency. To take somebody down to a gallon doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it's barely drinking water.
Right, exactly.
And I've tried to explain to people, even on bug out situations, like I loaded one of my trucks with just a 3 or 4 month supply of food on freeze-dried stuff, and it darn near filled up the truck. And so when somebody's, oh, we're going to have all those supplies of this, no, you're not. You got it's big volume stuff. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. And then you got this is kind of interesting, a manual washing machine here and some other stuff.
We really try to plan for not having electricity.
Yeah.
If we're not going to have electricity, we really recommend solar, just like you do. Solar's guaranteed to work. Okay, and a solar generator, if you're using it to keep your freezers cool after an earthquake or something like that, nobody can hear that.
Right. Yeah.
Huge plus to not drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah.
If we have a big emergency, there's going to be bad guys out there too.
Yeah.
And they're going to be drawn to that generator sound, And
not to mention fuel usage. Like I know some people that have been living off grid in the wintertime, the solar power thing wasn't fully installed. We weren't able to get it up before the weather hit. And they were $20 a day in generator fuel.
Yeah.
And with the solar, it's a bit of an initial outlay, but I can do a 30 amp system, which is the equivalent to having a running vehicle. When you're looking at a 30 amp alternator in a common truck, I can do that and keep it under $1,000.
Yeah.
So that's although generators help, and then this one runs on propane, which is kind of cool.
Dual fuel, gas and propane.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. It'll go both ways. Chances are we could adopt that over to hydrogen gas pretty easily if it's already.
Well, those are actually really good. Like a lot of folks who live up on Mountain Hood, propane is their primary heat source.
Right.
So you can do an additional line off your main tank. Either have somebody install it and come out and install it, or install it yourself, a split line, and then you can have that line go directly to your propane generator too. You're all set up, ready to go in an emergency.
Yeah, exactly. And they get snowed in. I mean, they have stuff that happens so they know how to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. So, Portland Preparedness Center, not a huge store, but it looks like they're pretty well stocked. They got the stuff. Probably pretty good for networking. I don't know if you do any group meetings with anybody, but
yeah, check out our website. It's getreadyportland.com.
And you got a radio show too, right?
We do. We have a radio show on 101.1 FM KXL or at thewiseprepper.com. And that's been great for us too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll turn off the camera here, probably buy something out of courtesy, and then get going.